You do know that the Romans came up with the name Palestine for that region, and it was to be an insult to the region to call it Palestine. There are no Palestinians. There are Jordanians. There are Lebanese. Of course. But there are no Palestinians. So for there to be an apartheid, who is it? Well, these are all refugees. Well, let me ask you a question. Refugees from what? Because since Israel was formed, the United Nations has put a two-state solution on the table. And the only people who won't agree to it are the so-called Palestinians. So how Ayanna Pressley, Congresswoman, Boston, how Ayanna Pressley can say it's apartheid, I don't understand. You can call it anything you want, but I mean, if you want me to believe what you're saying, you have to explain yourself. Explain to me how it's apartheid. Explain to me. I mean, seriously. I don't get it. But how many Jews are serving in legislative bodies in countries surrounding Israel? Exactly. Hey, let's go to Mike from West Springfield. He wants to go back to what Maura Healey is trying to do, which we've done in colonial times, quartering, except it won't be military. It'll be illegal immigrants. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Jim. I'd like to make a comment about what Maura Healey is doing. I kind of knew this was going to happen. We're a blue state like California, and Gavin Newsom has already done that. And I knew eventually it would come here and all the other blue states. But I hate to say this, there's going to come a time very soon, and I think you know what I'm going to say. They're not going to say please anymore. They're going to force you. If you're living in a home with 3 bedrooms and it's just you and your wife and your kids are already gone, they know that when they do the census, the census that comes out every year. They know that, and eventually it's getting bad with these illegal aliens coming over the border. I mean, you're going to see more tent cities, more cardboard boxes. The hotels now in Massachusetts are already getting full. So it's going to be no more please. It's going to be, we're going to get a letter from the state eventually, and you're going to have to take them in. And you're going to be forced to, but you'll be paid for it, not very much. But there's going to come a time, and they're already getting ready to implement that in Europe. And so I just wanted to let
the French will be rioting again. I can assure you of that. And I do, if this had been 10 years ago, Mike, I would have said to you, Mike, take your tinfoil hat off. But I am. The way that things have changed so quickly, I will say, in the past 5 years, so hard for us to believe where we are right now. There's something to be said for what you're proposing here, and that is being forced into things.
Right.
You know that in order to get a loan now, you have to have a credit rating. Right? You have to have a credit rating, and your credit rating is based upon your history, past, and then your current status. How are you when it comes to repaying debts? Do you do it in a timely manner? Do you have too much debt to take on any more? All of that works into your credit report. And now there's something else, though, and this is what the Chinese do. And it is really being brought to this country, which is, what's your social score? How good of a person are you? Like in China, it's almost like merit badges when you're in the Boy Scouts or the Cub Scouts. You get these merit badges for doing certain things, and that increases your social score. The Chinese communists do this with their own citizens. And then the higher your social score, the more doors are open to you to certain things. The lower your score, the more restrictive it is. And it is a way to encourage certain behavior. Well, we've already got that to some extent in this country. And I think I've explained it before. Organizations like BlackRock that manage a lot of the investments of people, BlackRock, basically has social scores now for companies. How do we know that? Because they'll tell you. They want to know how much, what's your ESG score?
You know, Heather, this one is going to harken back to the genesis of the Maddie Minute.
Okay.
Recently, last few, I feel like I've gotten off track a little bit. They've been either tributes or deep thoughts or musings. But the spirit of the Maddie Minute is me losing my mind over something.
Oh, goody.
And ranting about it off the air so much that you got so sick of it, you said, I'm going to give you a minute to just get it off your chest.
Save the magic for
Well,
a
this
Maddie Minute.
morning you brought up a thing that made me irate, and so...
Oh.
Cents for a cone of maple walnut or a hot sugared waffle. Sometimes we'd sneak into the drive-in show on North Main Street. That's if we didn't get caught. Those...
We'll be waiting.
Alternative Music Spotlight.
Iguana Death Cult. I just want a house.
Tree music song called Real or
cheated and not the woman in that relationship. I said, no, I never said that. I actually thought it was her.
Me too. Anytime for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. See SullivanTire.com. We're always here to get you there.
Tax tag license 400.B, example 2010, Ultima stock number TK100.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Love,
you.
love your show. Long time listener. Have a good day.
Peter, thank you. Without you, I don't have a job. And believe me,
Going strong at Greco Honda. If you want a huge selection of used vehicles from under $7,000, then you gotta go to Greco. Get to the used car sell-off and shop a giant inventory. Over 600 used cars, trucks, and SUVs. All makes and models, starting as low as $69.88. See giant sell-off savings on certified pre-owned Hondas as low as 3.99% APR financing. Ready to trade in your old car or truck? Get a huge cash offer at Greco Honda. Plus, our credit experts can help get you approved and driving today. Don't miss over 600 used vehicles from as low as $69.88. It's the giant used car sell-off at Greco Honda on Route 6 in Johnston. Click GrecoHonda.com.
Will exceed your expectations. We guarantee it.
now Cat Country traffic.
Things still slow on Route 10 northbound at Union Avenue because of an earlier accident there. You will get by it, though. We have another accident that just popped up, 95 southbound. This is on the ramp to 37 in Cranston. So you have some delays now starting just at Jefferson Boulevard. Watch out on the northbound side of 95 for that, some curiosity. Then up by Thurber's Avenue, you're fine. Also southbound on 95 coming into Providence, it's Lonsdale Avenue where you'll tap the brakes. 295 is all right. 146, no problems until you get to Branch Avenue. Then it's stop and go. 195 westbound, Mass State Line is where things start to get bunched up. Along the south coast, things are all right on 195. Same with 24. Although we have a crash now that's been reported. This is Route 495 southbound Route 24. So you may see some delays. That just happened just a few moments ago. Further up on 24 northbound, you're fine till you get to Harrison Boulevard and Avon. Just after that, through Randolph up to 93, it's stop and go there. And some brake lights on 140 northbound, John Stevens Street in Easton as you get on 24 this morning. That's traffic. I'm Brendan Sharp.
And it's a little hazy out there, and we will have some smoky skies because of the wildfires. Mix of sun and clouds for today. Isolated shower expected. Highs in the upper 80s. And mostly cloudy for tonight with a low of 65. Right now we have 76 in Fairhaven, 76 in Providence here at Southern New England's country. And it's time for the commercial-free workday kickoff. It's brought to you by Outdoor Living Materials, delivering all of your landscaping and hardscaping materials for concrete patios, walkways, outdoor kitchens, pool decks, and more. Create the backyard you've always wanted with help from Outdoor Living Materials.
Stations worldwide and equipment for
many of us in the business and out of the business as well.
Me, I'm on fire. Know what's on my mind, trying to see what's on yours tonight. Well, don't you worry, don't worry, no, don't worry.
Restaurants are fun. I always feel like the restaurants are...
Oh, 443 City. Have we met yet?
Morning, ROR. Who's this?
You held it in your hands. I had
over asking price, Charlie. I will not take a discount. I will pay you full price and then some.
And then some. I'll show you.
How dare you? All right, here's the next three. Here's the next lyric. I keep forgetting blank. I keep forgetting.
This promotion will be treated in July of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard wavelength price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at getlvilastic.com.
Paul here for Cox Communications. You know, your life moves fast, so Cox offers reliable speed with its fastest internet yet. Cox multi-gig speeds are here, powered by fiber now in select areas. Yep, Cox moves at the speed of your life. Plus, you might qualify to save $30 a month through the FCC's Affordable Connectivity Program. Credit typically applies within one billing cycle, limited time program, subject to change. Other restrictions apply. Learn more now at Cox.com.
Mom, Dad, you should shop Amazon for back to school and save some money. See, I'm currently obsessed with superheroes and need all the superhero stuff. Superhero lunchbox, superhero backpack, but next year, it'll be something else. Maybe dinosaurs? I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. But I can tell you not to spend a fortune and shop low prices for school on Amazon. Okay, good chat. Amazon. Spend less, smile more.
It's summer at Starbucks, where the brightest drinks and the funnest flavors are all yours for the sipping. So, whether you need to beat the heat, beat the crowd, or just take a beat, refreshing favorites are a tap away with the Starbucks app.
South Coast artists celebrate their 20th year of annual open studio tours on Saturday and Sunday, August 19th and 20th. Experience the life of an artist working and exhibiting in the South Coast towns of Tiverton, Little Compton, Westport, and Dartmouth. For more details, download the SCA Studio Tour app or visit the website at southcoastartists.org.
This report is sponsored by Irish Spring.
And now your 94 HJY traffic report, powered by Town Fair Tire.
195 westbound, still busy after the state line up to the Washington Bridge. 95 north on your brakes near Thurber's Avenue, up towards the state offices exit, southbound busy after Smithfield Avenue, down towards Atwells Avenue. 146 back to Branch Avenue, the 610 back to Dean Street, 10 northbound jammed up near Route 6. 295 is clear between Route 44, Route 6, and Route 37. With your Southern New England traffic, I'm Jim Stearns.
The fresh scent of Irish Spring and the sensational Irish Spring Suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Cash. That's cash. Enter it now.
And he says, with low unemployment levels, there's also a shortage of skilled labor in the construction industry.
WWBD Providence.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Hi, it's Kristen and Steve. B101 has your chance to win $1,000.
Just enter this nationwide keyword on B101.com. Cash. That's cash. Enter it now. B101.com.
Just as I thought it was going.
Eligible students get their
News, conversation, and analysis. This is WPRO, Providence, a Cumulus media station.
From the Ground Physicians News Center. This is the WPR News at 9 o'clock. We'll see if today is the day the swimmers will be allowed back in the water at East Matunic State Beach. This after the discovery of more syringes there on Tuesday. In the meantime, the health department recommends no swimming in many of the bay beaches, along with Only Pond up at Lincoln Woods, all high bacteria levels after the rain we had the first part of the weekend. DEM urging people be very careful before jumping into the surf to save people. This follows the death of a 38-year-old at Scarborough. A good Samaritan went in to save two young people and ended up dying himself in Narragansett.
If you're not trained, it can be very hazardous to go in, especially with a little bit of surf condition like we have today. If you haven't spent a lot of time in the ocean, you can get into a lot of trouble, and oftentimes we do see that people go in, try to save people, become a victim themselves.
DM Sergeant Harold Geist down at Scarborough, especially important, he says, when the lifeguards have gone home. Former President Trump dismissing the latest pending indictment. He was back on the campaign trail after being named a target in the January 6th investigation.
I asked Florida Governor Ron DeSantis if he believes Trump bears any responsibility for what happened on January 6th. He said he believes that Trump could have acted more forcefully that day, but also says he believes the justice system is being weaponized. Trump's own former Vice President Mike Pence, we all remember the mob chanting to hang Mike Pence on January 6th. He has said that Trump was reckless that day. He even endangered his life, he says, but still he doesn't believe that this indictment should be happening if it comes.
ABC's Rachel Scott. Today marks the first board meeting at RIPT presided over by DOT Chief Peter Alviti. This is a compromise that kept Scott Abedisian in charge there. One of his successes in Warwick, Mayor Picozzi will bring former Governor Phil Noel back to the State House this afternoon. The former governor is going to have lunch there with Governor McKee. Controversy has sprung up. Country music, new video for star Jason Aldean, says ABC's Lionel Moise.
Critics have blasted Try That in a Small Town, saying it has a pro-lynching undertone. In the video, images are projected on a building, some showing clips of protests, looting, and tense police encounters. But Aldean fired back at critics, tweeting, "There is not a single lyric in the song that references race or points to it. And while I can try and respect others to have their own interpretation of a song with music, this one goes too far."
ABC's Lionel Moise. Coming up as the WPR News continues, traffic updates on the way. The AccuWeather forecast, that's coming up as well. Tara Granahan takes your phone call.